Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival series. We are standing in front of our smelting facility where we are saying goodbye to this building. We are not tearing it down today, don't worry, but here in the future, this building won't be here for too much longer. I'm just not sure what else we will repurpose it into, if anything, so I think we will just tear it down and use the materials elsewhere. I never got this looking the way I wanted it to. So we are building a new one today in our industrial area. It only makes sense. So right down here where we have our allays, we will run past them. It will be across from our lumber yard, and we will see we even mapped it out. So right here we have our power plant. This is where we will have our dripstone lava, but that is another episode. Today we are moving one more plot to the south where we have our super smelter plot laid out. And this will be the site of our new super smelting facility. This is going to be much more efficient, well, probably the same efficiency, but much more optimized for us, including furnaces and blast furnaces to make our life that much easier. I've already gathered up most of the materials that we are using, and as per usual, a tutorial for this build is on the way. So our first order of business is to remove our wool outline. We will leave the corners for now just as a marking, and we will get to work on this. I spent a lot of time in creative mode designing this build, getting it the way I want it to look, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I couldn't fully get we'll put that corner back. I couldn't fully get the shape that I was entirely going for on the second floor, but we can always go back and change it. But the first floor, I am very satisfied with, so let me make sure I got all of that wool. Not that it matters, because we have more wool than we know what to do with, but we will get started here on the build in the corners. And we are working with red nether bricks for the first time in this series, so I am pretty excited about that as well. We are mixing these red nether bricks with our deep slate bricks, and that will give us a pretty cool look once it is finished. Something like that. Those darker materials, but they will definitely have a nice look to them. And we are continuing our use of our tough bricks, or not, well, yes, tough bricks, but our polished tuff. We are using that once again. Today it is for the floor of this build, which we can go ahead and carve out now. There we go, and we will fill in all of our polished tuff. Alright, it looks like we have a lot left over. That is perfect. We might need a little bit extra later on. And then we will just extend the walls up all the way. They are 5 blocks tall for the first floor. There we go, so the corners are in place, and then our walls across the top. And then we can outline our windows. And I was worried we might run out of red nether brick, so I planted a bunch of nether wart right out here in front of the storage building. It looks like some of it is still growing, but this is ready to harvest, and this is ready to harvest. While we wait on all of that, we can go ahead and finish up the front facade right here. We are using white stained glass for the windows, we are using mangrove doors, and we are using, this is where it gets expensive, anvils, cauldrons, hoppers, and not so expensive deep slate brick walls. We are going to place our anvils across the bottom. Just like that. We can go ahead and fill in our windows here. We'll get our doors put into place and our stairs placed upside down above those. And then we will have deep slate brick walls in between the windows. We will have a row of cauldrons going across the very top. And our hoppers will be placed above the deep slate brick walls. So when we step back, we have these really nice arches right there that are pretty small and subtle, but they really highlight the detail in this, and they reveal the nether brick walls behind. So we get that really nice pop of red, the really nice detail from the hoppers and cauldrons and all of the expensive iron demanding blocks. Luckily we have plenty of iron from both our iron farm and what we have already had stocked up. So now I'm just going to repeat this on all 3 sides once we get enough red nether brick walls, and then we will work on the roof. Well, while we wait for the rest of the nether wart, I guess we could work on the interior a little bit. So we are doing a very similar track system to what we had before, and we will use our smooth stone for that. I realized I forgot the rails, but I have the furnaces, and we might need some more hoppers as well. So we will begin with our collection mechanism, which will be placed right here, not with our furnaces, with our chests. There we go, and then we will have our smooth stone right here. This is where our tracks will begin. So the way this will work is we will have furnaces over here, blast furnaces right over here, and 2 separate tracks. So if we need to make glass out of sand, we can put that in the normal furnace, but if we have a bunch of raw gold ore or something like that, we can put that over here on the blast furnace side and get it twice as quick. Also, I just realized we are going to get an ungodly amount of XP when we go to break all of our furnaces, so I am very excited to do that, but for now, we are just going to finish this up. So we will have our hoppers leading into each of these chests, and they are just going to loop around, sort of like our flow pattern that was added here in 1.21, and we will have these hoppers on both sides. There we go, something like that. And then again, our furnaces will be placed on top of these hoppers right here, and I guess we will put one more on that side right there, and then our blast furnaces right over here, and perfect amount of hoppers for now, but we will have to go make a few more, and those will go all the way around just like that. And it looks like we have a patrol, and luckily for us, because of 1.21, we can safely take care of the raid captain, or the patrol captain, I guess, since we don't have a raid, and we did pick up that ominous bottle, and it looks like Bad Omen 4, alright. I have not made any progress in any trial chambers since the last episode, so no new ominous keys, but I will work at that in the future. So these will continue this way, and then they will go up. And again, our rails will start here and follow around on the furnaces, and then once they get over here, they will get sent back. Our lava, or our fuel, I like to use lava, will go around on the backside right here on top of a bunch of hoppers in those, and that will come down to this side right here, where we will have another stop mechanism for that, and then that will continue up and go around in that direction, just like that. So something like this. And we can place down our hoppers right behind all of our furnaces. Again, that is where our fuel will enter the furnace. Perfect. And then our rails will go all the way across there. So we should have enough rails right here that we can get all of these placed down on top of these hoppers. And because this is the fuel system, this will go all the way past the middle right there and to this point right here, where we will turn these rails with our normal ones, just like that. We will fill in these corners over here as well, and that will just run back and forth, delivering fuel to all of the furnaces as they need it. Of course, each of these hoppers will be able to hold 5 lava buckets, plus 1 more in the furnace, so we shouldn't run out for a while. And then on top of these furnaces right here, we are going to have hoppers and maybe chests. I haven't really thought about how I want to do this part yet, but what I do know for sure is we will have 2 powered rails right there, and of course those are going to connect, but if I do them like that, then we will be okay, and we will have those running up to the hoppers. When we flick our lever here, that will send the minecart to the side that it needs to go. So we will want to make a bunch more hoppers here, but also leave some of our chests. And I think we will just design one row of this just to get it how we want it to be, and then we will go from there. So we will have a hopper right there, a chest on top of it, and then maybe another hopper. The only problem is, how would we power the rails that we have right there? I guess we could place a redstone block right here under that one. We could get one under there and one under there, and that should power all three of those. So I think we will be okay. So we will put our hoppers on top of there, and then we will have hoppers going into these chests right here. That way our items can fill up, and we don't have to wait for the hopper to go back and forth and empty everything in case we have a lot of items to smelt. And I just realized we're not going to use hopper minecarts, we are going to use chest minecarts. But that means we have to place rails on top of these hoppers and get our rails all the way from down there up top. What we might do is maybe bring these out a little bit more, something like this, and then turn them. That way we can really gain that altitude pretty quickly. So I will have to make some more smooth stone, but for now we will just use polished tuff. And if we did something like that, that already gets us to the level that we need to be at. I don't know, maybe we will be okay. Let's go ahead and bring this around. So we would have a hopper there, a chest right here, and a hopper going into it like that, and then a rail right there. We will have one more block right there, and then we will have, actually, yeah, that will work out for us. If we have our powered rails like this going down here, there we go, that's about as close as we can get, but that will work out for us. And then one more powered rail right there, one more normal rail to separate those, and we will turn that up at the top, and that will follow along. So we can put that stone back, and I think that will work out pretty well for us. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in both modules here, and then we will see how it works. Alright, so here is where we are at with everything. It is definitely a little bit bulky and takes up a lot of space, but it is working pretty well for us. However, we have run into a slight issue. This track can be powered as it should be. This track can be powered as it should be, and these two here in the middle can also be powered as they should be. And if we were to place down a minecart right there and activate that with a lever, we will see that it runs exactly as it should. The problem is right down here on the lava level. I was thinking I could just place redstone blocks right there and that would work just fine. However, what happens is it will disconnect or turn off the hopper that we have right next to it, because that hopper is also getting a redstone signal. And unfortunately, there isn't really any way around this because of the amount of hoppers that we have. If we power it from underneath, well, that's going to be connected to those hoppers. If we were to place it on the corner right here, well, that's not going to do any good for us because it won't power those rails. And if we were to place it from up above, it would turn off those hoppers. Really, our only solution is to power it from the back, but that's okay, it will sort of blend in. I don't think we want to keep that window here anyway. We will keep the smaller ones, that's alright, but this one right here I think we can get rid of, and we can place our 2 redstone blocks right there, and then around on the side, because we also have to power it from the side, I think we will go with a block right there. That will be okay. Luckily, the build is red, so it will kind of match. But if anybody has any better ideas, I would love to hear them in the comments. For now, this is how we are going to do this, and same thing over here on this side. We will remove this wall and replace that with a block of redstone. So now our lava minecart, our fuel minecart, should be functional if we go in that direction. So let's place it down and test it. We will have that right there, and we will just power that block. I'll just use this lever, and we will see if that works. We should get our minecart back. Uh-oh, we don't. Oh, well, yeah, that'll do it. So I think we might even need one more powered rail here in the back, unless I can just get away with... Oh, we have a lot of powered rails, never mind. I didn't remember how much I had crafted, so now that minecart should run all the way. I think it would be easier to just make a second one, or I could just get underneath here and grab it. And of course it landed in one of our hoppers around on the backside, so that is wonderful. And there it is. Alright, so now if we place that down right here, we should hopefully get a minecart returned to us. So we will pretend... Oh, did I do it again? I sure did. Well, no, that doesn't seem to be what the problem is. I think it just doesn't like that turn very much, and I'm not sure why, because over on this side, it is the exact same turn, although we do have those walls placed in on these corners over here, so that could be what is causing the issue if those walls are... Let me look at the hitboxes. Well, that didn't do anything for us. I'm not sure. It really doesn't seem to like that corner right there. So I'm wondering if maybe we get rid of that corner furnace here and see if that will work. That seems to be working now. So we will go without those furnaces in the corner. That's okay, we really aren't losing all that much in terms of production. Alright, so I will replace these tracks up here, and we should now be up and running with everything. I don't see where we would have any issues up here, so I think we are good to leave that as is. As for the lava minecart right there, we will give that one more test run just to make sure, and it looks like we are going to get that returned to us safe and sound. So that takes care of the fuel delivery mechanism and the item delivery mechanism. Now we can finish up our build. Hopefully we have enough nether wart to do this. Alright, so that will be enough to finish the first floor now. The red right there is definitely a little odd, but that's okay. We won't see the back all that much anyway. As for the side, we'll just landscape it a ton and kind of hide it with a bunch of plants. And as much as I would love to start work on the second floor, we need a few more nether brick slabs for that, so I think I'm gonna have to just do a little bit of AFKing and wait for those fields to finish. Of course, we also have the cleric, who I am hoping sells nether warts instead of buying them, but I don't remember off the top of my head. And it looks like the cleric sells. That is unfortunate, but that's okay. I did go to our wither skeleton farm nether fortress to get the nether warts from that, so that's where these 25 are from. I think I will just expand our current nether wart setup, and hopefully that will go a little bit faster. There are still parts of the roof that we can work on though, so we can go ahead and place some deep slate bricks up here on these cauldrons, and we can start to work on where the second floor will be. So we are gonna have some of our deep slate, never mind, these are going to be red nether bricks, but we can put in our outline of where the second floor is going to be. So the second floor will look something like this. We're not really going to have much of an access. It's more for the aesthetic from the outside, but that is how that is going to be. We will have some windows built up here as well. So that is how our front window will look. There we go, and all of the walls are raised up to the height that they will be. So we have a few windows here on the sides. We have the big window in the front and the back. We will fill that in with white glass panes. Our nether warts are slowly coming along, but hopefully these will speed up a little bit. I wish there was a way to bone meal them. Unfortunately, there is not. The waiting game is our best friend right here. In the meantime, let's fill in our ceiling on the inside. These will be deep slate brick slabs, and we will just place these. We will want to skip where the minecart is, but we will place these maybe right here, right above the windows, and of course we will have to do a little bit of designing around the edge next to our chests. But it is a factory after all, it's not going to be perfect. And for now we will go ahead and fill in where the second floor will be. The floor itself would be higher up anyway, so it doesn't really matter if we fill that in or not. So we will get most of this covered up, leaving space for the minecart so that those can still run, and that should be plenty of space for those. We can also go ahead and place slabs on top of these chests, and we'll fill in this area right here as well. So from the inside it should look pretty complete as far as the ceiling goes, not bad, and then we can quickly step up here and access the second floor, where we are going to do a little bit of extra detailing here in the walls. Just to break up these crimson planks, we are also using crimson stems and cherry logs. So we can fill in our glass panes here real quick. There we go, and then I think we will raise this floor up just a little bit so that we can access those walls. And we will stick with our deep slate brick slabs for these. So I think we will put the floor right here at the base of our large front and back window, and then we could even have a small staircase right there. I suppose that would work for accessing the second floor, since we have to have that gap anyway. We can just hop right up here and work our way up to this floor. And I don't think we will have mob spawns. No, we won't, because these are bottom half slabs. So there we go. If we ever want to come up to the second floor, now we can. So I'm just going to start working at some of these walls, adding a little bit of extra detail to them. So from the outside, it'll be something like that, nothing too complex. I did read that apparently lava can make these grow faster. I don't really want to try and find out. We are just going to let those go on their own. But I think we can go ahead and start to fill in our roof up here. I think we have done enough to prepare it. So of course we are going to have the red nether brick outline, but the roof itself will be deep slate bricks. And there we go. That is how our roof will come together. Just pretend that there is a nice ominous glow surrounding this. So we can hop up here and put the roof on this top part as well, and it will pretty much follow the same pattern as what we had down below. Well, it definitely seems a little soon to have another pillager patrol roaming through town, but I am not complaining. We will take those ominous bottles, and we have a big patrol this time. I think they're trying to steal my nether warts. Word got out about our large production over here. Well, I messed up the entire roof, so I have to tear it down and start over. Stand by. Alright, we are back on track with everything, so everything is lining up as it should now. And our nether wart is finally starting to come along nicely, so we can make some more of the slabs that we need. We can get up on the roof up here and hopefully finish outlining this. Well, I have just about finished up the front of this build, and that is all we are going to do for this episode. I think I'm just going to take the nether wart into the nether to let them finish growing there. But the last thing we have to add is the chimney, and that will go right up here. So we will clear away some of these blocks, and we will get our tough bricks into place. And the chimney is fairly tall. It rises up 10 blocks out of the roof, and then we will have these walls here in the corners to round off the build. There we go, that's one, and we can go do the second one as well. And of course, we will get some wheat and campfires placed down inside. And there we have it. There is our almost finished smelting building. From the front, it looks pretty complete. I need to go back and redo that patching of the cherry logs and crimson stems here in a moment, but I will do that between now and next episode, and by the start of next episode, this build should be completely finished. Of course, though, the inside is functional. I just have to bring the lava over, and we will get all of that set up between now and next episode, and we will start next episode right here. There is one last thing I would like to do today though, and that is to go back to our old smelting factory and see how much experience we get out of these furnaces. We could repair our tools, but we have a Enderman farm for that. I am just curious about how many levels we get from this. Our pickaxe will repair a little bit, but that's okay. Here we go. And that is just from one, actually not as many as I thought we would get, but we will still go down the line and break all of those and get quite a bit of experience. Alright, well, we went from level 49 to level 61 and repaired a third of our pickaxe. Lots of XP built up in those furnaces over the years, and now this is pretty much decommissioned. Our new smelting factory is open for business. Let's put our armor and elytra back on before something bad happens to us. But if we head right down here, our town is expanding to the south, which is amazing. We now have a smelting factory right over here, and it is full of life with the smoke coming out of the chimneys and all of that stuff. Oh, there's one more thing I almost forgot to do. We need the dripstone, which is in one of these shulker boxes. Of course, it is in the third and final one that I pull out. And we are going to fly up here and line these slabs with dripstone, just for a little added detail, I guess. I tried this in my creative test build, and I liked the way it looked. And I hope you do too. I think it adds a little something extra to the structure. But that is where we are going to end it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, definitely hit that thumbs up button and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.